Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is Emily of Imperfectly M. I love colorful makeup and colorful language, and you are here in time for another episode of New Makeup Nonsense Bingo. Wah, wah, wah. If you have not been here before, first of all, welcome. But if you are unfamiliar with the New Makeup Nonsense Bingo, this is a concept that I created and introduced into the world with my dear friend Teresa. Teresa is dead. And our friend Audra at home has joined us in this weekly, bi-weekly, situation. And what is the situation? It is a new makeup release video paired with a bingo game and paired with a drinking game. So there is a bingo card for the releases. Audra, Teresa, and I pull from the same big pile of releases for each one of these videos and pull in a random order. And we go through and drink. I was going to say if we hit a spot on the card, we drink. No. That was the little white lie we were saying at the way back beginnings, but we just drink when we want to. So cheers. I am going to show you the possible releases for this week, and then we will jump into the shit show. Before I show you the releases though, if you do like colorful makeup, if you like bitches with lots of opinions, or you just like cute fat babes, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, check out my Patreon, my channel membership, all of the links in the description box, the releases for this week. Here you go. Gems, water droplet gems on my face. I will probably migrate off my face as the video goes on. I just knocked the one off my nose, so there we go. It's begun. And we're starting with the bang or fizzle. I don't know. But do you remember, was it last video? Was it just last week when I was talking about HipDot releasing these eyeshadow statue Funko Pop wannabe what the fuck is going on release? There's more already. There was more before the SpongeBob. What was before? Hello Kitty was the first one, but that was there's a little bit more space between the releases. But Sesame Street. We have Sesame Street eyeshadows. We have Big Bird, Elmo, Cookie Monster, and Oscar the Grouch. Available now. Tell me that these faces are not faces of our nightmares. The bulbous Sesame Street eyes, when there is no detail to them and they're just one shiny color, lid, eyeball, pupil, all of it just shiny red or shiny blue. Disturbing. Disturbs my soul. Things of nightmare. I don't know what the fuck is going. I mean, I did kind of talk about what the fuck is going on, but are horrifying, truly nightmare fuel. And the shadows themselves don't look good. They do not. I feel like last week I kind of gave them a little bit of like, okay, you're doing makeup as merch. It is what it is. But probably because I have more connection to Sesame Street than I do SpongeBob, this is the release that made me go, absolutely fucking not. Because here's the thing, if it's makeup as merch, it's gotta be good. The makeup doesn't have to be good, but the packaging has to be good. These figurines are scary to me. And so if I just wanted Sesame Street figurines, I'm not gonna buy these. Get these away from me. I'd rather not times 10,000. Like, absolutely not. Okay, time for me to be an asshole to an indie brand. Unearthly Cosmetics has new, brand new Ring and Dead of Night palettes. The Dead of Night is the name. Is Brand New Ring also a name? Oh, I meant to put this in the intro. This week is my birthday. My birthday is on the 23rd. What does that mean? I appreciate messages and gifts, and I'm probably going to be more of a whatever. I'm always loose-lipped, flapping my gums. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, so there's these two new palettes from Unearthly. A 12-pan Dead of Night that is green, blue, purple. And then a 9-pan that's more autumnal, like warm, reddy tones with orange and green. And they're available now. They launched on the 17th. So when I saw these, I had a couple of different reactions. I saw them previously and I was like, yeah, whatever. I saw them in our folder this week and I was like, oh, those color stories are kind of cute. Huh, let me look that up. And then I saw it was Unearthly and I was like, you know, I kind of have a hard time not thinking they haven't released these color stories before. The Dead of Night palette, I think if there was like, even after I fawned over the like Halloween collection they had, I think if there was a palette I would buy to like try out the brand, the Dead of Night palette might be it, because I love purples and greens, although I also don't love blue and teal, and that's a good third of the palette. But I just don't. These feel very similar in my head to releases they've done before. So, if they're improving formulas or whatever, and this is like better than the past, okay. But yeah, I think I'm pretty jaded at that brand. So I have a hard time getting excited. But like, yeah, I still, and even when I'm breaking down the color stories, I could probably both talk you into either of these palettes or talk you out of them, which is not helpful. But I think my initial whatever response is like kind of what carries through. I will say, I could see drunk me getting tempted with a sale with the 12-pan palette. But when I see the 9-pan, I think if I wanted to pick up a 9-pan more autumnal palette, I would go with the Bard palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. So, since KKW is technically not in existence anymore, although there was recent posting about it's coming back. Has Laura Lee decided that it needs to step in that place? Because this holiday palette is screaming KKW to me. So this is the Whimsical Nudes palette and the brush set. And I think it's like the combo of the fact that the brushes and the palette have that tan kind of color to it. Whimsical. I do not think you know the definition of that word.
Inconceivable! You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
You know, I'm not gonna say that Laura Lee has never released something that has interested me, because the brand has. No, I can't find any other words besides no. Sorry, not sorry. I need brands to stop. I need brands to stop making collabs with people that are no longer alive. Can we please stop these posthumous collaborations? No. And I'm sorry, but Mac and Whitney Houston, what the fuck is this collection? I'm not gonna say it's like ugly, because I don't feel that way. But I look at this collection. So it's available in Europe now. There are powder blushes in 2 shades. There is a extra dimension skin finish. There are 4 lipsticks, 2 lip glosses, an 8-pan palette, a clutch makeup bag, and a lash. And I just, look, I looked at some comments and some temperature, taking in the audience, and I appreciate it, because where my brain went is where quite a few commenters are talking. What am I trying to say is that, let me just read some comments. Can we just let people rest in peace? And what in the Milani is this packaging? It's giving no lessons learned from the Urban Decay Prince collection. So the other recurring theme in the comments was where my brain went to initially, where I was like, these colors look very light and desaturated. And there were multiple Black people of color in the comments being like, this wouldn't even work for Whitney. And it was the same thing that happened with the Mac and Aaliyah collection. And it's the same thing, I feel like, that happened with the Urban Decay and Prince collection. And so I'm just like, can we not? Can we just fucking stop? Oh God. Okay, we're to continue on in the can we just fucking stop? We have a color changing nail polish for holiday 2022 called the Chill Polish. Wait for it. This is made by Coors Light. Luckily, it was only $7, so I'm not going to maybe yell about the price point. It's still a cash grab, but like, it could be worse. But what in the man walking into the makeup space is this? So the thing with color changing polishes is that I personally feel like some of the best effects are when the colors are quite different, because what typically happens when you have, especially longer nails, but I think shorter nails it happens too, is that the color tends to kind of ombre or almost be half and half, depending on the temperature of the air and the temperature of your body and blah, blah, blah. So oftentimes just in a natural state, your nails will be like two-toned. This is a light blue to silver thermal polish. This like change, in my opinion, is probably not going to be that visible. And I also just, look, I just don't want Coors Light in my makeup. I don't want Coors Light ever. Ever. But I don't want it in my makeup. Get out of my makeup. Get out. Like, it just upsets me. The way that those Sesame Street figurines upset me, it just upsets me. This feels so mansplaining thermal polish. I hate it. I just hate it. Oh my God. This is way too much. I hate it so far, so quickly. I am getting hot and sweaty by the hatred. And the wine, but the hatred. The way I had to take a breather and also like turn on some air conditioning. Yeah, that's happening. Let's just talk about fucking Colourpop. But they have a couple of holiday vaults, which I think that's like a regular thing they do for the holidays. There's a Super Shock Shadow Vault named Feels Like Magic for $79. It's 25 colors. It includes new faves or fan faves and new shades. And there's a couple that look like they're like split or marble. Yeah. And then there is the Manifestus Pressed Powder Palette Vault. It's $54 for 6 9-pan palettes. Now, like, I have a general dislike, veering on hatred for the super, and you know what, I'm not gonna say hatred. I have a dislike for the Super Shock Shadows. For me, it's not for me. It's not for me. So like, I think selling them as a bundle, especially when there are some new shades in there, it's pretty manipulative, but also it's Colourpop and it's the holidays. So, I do kind of feel like I get why the palette bundle exists, either for one person or to split up into gifts. Like, I don't like any of this. I don't want any of this, but I understand why it exists. It's like, okay, it's what we're gonna get for the holidays, you know. The other thing that I wanted to mention that I'm curious about, so I heard that the Target Colourpop products are glued in. They're not magnetic, the palettes. And that's one of the things that I'm like, oh no. Like, for me personally, one of the little leftover draws to Colourpop's eyeshadow are the customization you can do because they're singles and you can play with them that way. So anyway, I don't know if that's the case for these palettes, but I wouldn't be shocked to see that change. It's also a plastic, like, clear cover palette versus a solid front kind of palette. So I don't know. I see Colourpop making some changes, some shifts to like, and they've been changing packaging over the years, but it's just an interesting moment for them, and I don't know. I'm curious to see how things shake out over time in terms of like Colourpop as we know it in the kind of like online beauty enthusiast space versus just Colourpop as the brand. My prediction allegedly is that they're gonna feel more and more like the makeup revolution of the world, but I'm also just a hater flapping my gums. Oh ho ho! Ridiculously priced Besame release. It's been a while. So Besame Cosmetics has released their anniversary compact, and It is $68 and it comes with your choice of powder or blush. It's inspired by their iconic chrysanthemum brand flower to celebrate 18 years. And Trendstopia has a 25% off code if it interests you. So, okay, look, I don't even think that, like, it's pretty, it's fine, it's whatever. It's not a me compact. It doesn't grab me the way I thought that gold shell compact was a compact. Or was it compact? Or was it a necklace? Whatever, I'm an Ursula stan. I had a moment. I had a sliver of like, yes, Besame has learned from their previous overpriced, expensive ass compacts, and now they're letting you customize them. Cool. Except, I did some research. I went to the site. I looked at, first of all, in terms of user experience, it's very unhelpful in that none of the powders are pictured on the page with the compact. So you get to pick a choice, but you don't know what you're picking unless you go explore. It's fucking annoying. I'm spending $68 on a compact. You should make the experience of buying it easier and nicer. But also, the color choices. Now, there's a very specific range of skin tones that these options will fit. And the blushes maybe are better, but I can't see, so I don't know. Anyway, the thing is that like this nails on something that I'm actually into. The concept of a higher end, longer lasting quality component that I can customize and refill. I have talked about it before in the new makeup videos and in other videos. Like, that is definitely something that I feel like is kind of like missing in the market. And so I'm like, yes, a step forward, and then there's like 10 steps back. And I'm calling it a catfish because I feel like it got close and then it just missed. Look, I'm gonna be a broken record. When I see affordable brands doing more editorial style makeup stuff, I'm intrigued. And this time around, I'm looking at a collection with Makeup Revolution and Sarah New SFX. Oh, if there was a competition. There was a Creator Revolution competition, I guess, with the brand. So Shapeshift Like Sarah with the ultimate creative makeup starter pack featuring bright eyeshadows, bold lashes, a hydroliner palette, and brushes for every effect imaginable. So the palette with the round pans is the eyeshadow palette. And it seems like a nice rainbow palette. It's not like doing anything for me, but it might be nice. I don't know. It might be terrible. And then the pan with the palette with the rectangular pans is the Hydra Paint palette. Now, I don't necessarily think you need like that big of a palette to start to play in, but it's in plastic packaging, which is smart because you're gonna be dealing with water and it's much more durable that way. And it is a fun array of color choices. I'm trying to look at the brushes to see what they look like. I'm gonna be honest, the brushes don't look better than the like very affordable packs of nail art or art detailing brushes that you can find all over the internet, Amazon. But like, here's the thing, again, it always comes down to, I don't really trust Makeup Revolution to like do these things high quality, like do them well. But I also have talked about how like I feel like buying an inexpensive or lower price point face paint palette or drugstore paint palette might be the best choice to like dip your toes into this world. I don't know. I haven't really tested the Profusions, the Makeup Revolutions, all of those. So I feel a level of like excitement, but also like, oh, I don't know if I'm steering y'all in the wrong direction. But anyway, I don't hate it. It's not a collection for me, but like somehow I'm not also feeling like Makeup Revolution go away. I'm just kind of like, okay, it's another release from them. But congrats to the creator for winning the competition and getting your own collab, because that is pretty cool. And I hope that it's what you wanted it to be. I'm still giving it same shit new packaging because I feel like the eyeshadow palette is not anything super special. I know I talked about this collection when it was like in an earlier New Makeup Nonsense or Hangover, but it continues to like live in my head kind of rent free. The Bobbi Brown Tokidoki collection. This highlighter, I need to forget it exists, but it keeps shouting at me. So there's the Cosmo Universe palette. It's 8 shades for $62. The mini highlighter powder is $27. There are 3 single shadows, which are $40 each. Whew. There are lip tints, cleansing oil, and the vitamin enriched face base. And everything has like, and I guess there's a lot of little like trinket things that go with the theme. Y'all, Tokidoki was like, I wanted and still do want some kind of accessory, something with from the brand. And like, as somebody, fat kid, fat adult who has not had as much access to like cute shit when it comes to clothes and stuff, that's one of the reasons why makeup is such a like thing for me. And so I see this and I'm like, oh my god, this is like it's not my only opportunity to get Tokidoki. I know there are purses and like, but like my makeup goblin got so intense that my camera was like, we're done. But truly, the makeup goblin is strong with this one, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It is totally ridiculous. These prices, what they're off, like, it's pretty embossing basic makeup. It really is. I know that's what's happening with that highlighter, but I still want it. It looks so pretty. It's probably gonna be more like a blush on me, so I should not, but also I should. Let's talk about an indie brand that I have never bought from, and I feel like I don't talk about often, but I'm looking respectfully. NBA Cosmetics has, it looks like 2, I don't know if one is only available as a quad and the other are single shadows, but dropping on Black Friday, they have the Galaxia brand new multi-chrome quad, and then they have the Celestial Rainbow shades, and it says that a 4-pan magnetic palette will be optional. So to me, it seems like the jewel tone multi-chromes are pre-built quad, and then the Celestial Rainbow are 4 single shadows that they're releasing. And the Celestial Rainbow is giving me the, pastel, duochrome, multi-chrome kind of feeling. And then the other ones are more in the jeweled kind of black-based multi-chrome style. I don't know anything about the NBA Cosmetics formulas, but I will say that like if you don't have any multi-chromes, I don't know how expensive this is going to be because I don't see the prices, but I think that the like a little quad is maybe a nice way to start with that. I think that the pastel ones look very pretty, but I mean they're both collections of 4 shades don't feel incredibly unique to the market. But if you know the NBA formula and you know you like it, it could be a good buy, or they might be a worthy buy if you don't have anything like that in your collection. For me, I think that when it comes to like a quad of black-based multi-chromes, I think that that can be good in theory if you kind of know how black-based multi-chromes behave. I think if you're less familiar, it might not end up being that investment perfect little quad that you might have built it up to be in your head. So I guess I started out like, yeah, I think that's a nice little way to start. Maybe. But also, if you never really dip your fingers into a black-based multi-chrome, it's probably wiser to pick up one or two and see if they are actually a formula you reach for regularly, because they're expensive no matter where you're getting them. Like the really beautiful ones that, in my opinion, are worth putting on your face, on your eyes, they are pricey. So I don't know. It's like, I'm both like, okay, BA Cosmetics, I see you, but also, okay, it's multi-chromes, which still feel very special to me. I still love multi-chromes. I use them all the time. But I also feel like the market has been fairly well saturated with them. So you have the space to shop around and like look at reviews and all of that stuff and find the actual multi-chromes that excite you the most. P. Louise, you almost get me sometimes. You actually not usually, but I saw this. And this Unlock Your Creativity release, it's Black Friday is when it's being launched, I think. And I was like, oh, are these two 18-pan palettes? Because that I can respect, I can get behind. No, it's a double-sided palette. So you're getting 36 shades. I understand how, for especially the kind of makeup that brand and that makeup artist does, that like maybe having all of these like minute color differences might be impactful and an important part of how they're putting together looks. But for me, and I think for a lot of people, that many colors it's just more shit to apply. And I will constantly say a good eyeshadow formula will blend all of those stair-step same colors. I'm not saying from like the palest blue to the deepest blue. I'm not saying you could take those two shadows to make everything you see in that row or column. But I am saying you could probably cut that in half easily with what I consider a good eyeshadow formula. And so I don't get it. It's never been a brand for me. And it's funny how like I can still get teased by them. And then in the end I'm like, oh, just another oversized Morphe palette. Got it. I'm sorry, M Cosmetics, you cannot show this photo and then these photos. That macro close-up of this silver lining gel eyeliner looks delicious. Every other photo, I'm like, did 1998 call because they want their product back? I mean, there are many reasons where I could tell Michelle Phan to go fuck herself, and I will. Just now, I did. But there's something about the audacity of releasing a $26 silver eyeliner. Just a silver eyeliner. Probably get a lot of hate for saying this, but that brand in the trash can, it can go. Why is there like a convention of Anne palettes in my releases this week. I mean, we already had Laura Lee, but I'm just like skimming through what's left, and I'm like, oh, we have the Supreme Nudes Matte Masterpiece from Artist Couture. We have the Coffee Shop Collection from Juvia's Place, and we have some holiday bullshit from Kylie Cosmetics that is very, very neutral. There's a mini mauve and mini bronze eyeshadow palettes and a gloss trio for Kylie for holiday. You know what? Anytime I see these special one-off kind of packaging styles, which I think these 6 pants from Kylie are, I just think, yeah, you're giving us the cheapest stuff possible because it's the holidays and you're going to sell it as holiday gifts no matter what. So, pass. The Artist Couture palette, like, yes, I understand that having an all matte palette in your product line is probably not a terrible addition, but come on, you are a brand that is kind of built on neutral palettes. You've done this, and you've done it better than this. Also, that one lipstick that is very, very pale, the Modern Nude, is gonna have all of the pale princesses just clamoring. And the Coffee Shop Collection from Juvia's Place. There's a 16 pan palette for $26. There are Coffee Shop lip glosses, 12 different shades, $10 each. And you can get the full collection for $180. And there are some lip liners photographed. I remember back when Juvia's Place was, the talk of the town. And I remember a lot of people being like, oh, the Juvia's Place color stories really challenge me. And like, not in a positive way. And I was always I was often in the camp of like, I agree, but I kind of like that. I think I liked it at the time. I'm going to say I think, because I could be wrong. And I just look at this and I'm like, well, if you didn't want challenges, you do have this palette. Yet again, I don't understand why this had to be 16 pans. Because in their swatches, 3 of the deepest shades look the same. 4 of the matte browns look the same. And it's not on deep skin tone, but it's on not pale skin tone. Okay. I mean, you name something Coffee Shop Collection. You give me a good coffee scented lip product. You can draw me in. God, I say this every time I talk about this damn brand. I'm sorry, I'm a broken record. I say the same things over and over again. I feel like I have just evolved past Juvia's Place in terms of their formulas. For eye, for face, for lip. I'm good. And this is like a bunch of Anne palettes, and it happens. They're gonna get released, but just seeing them all grouped together and my little what's left of my photos, I was like, no, we gotta just let's finish this. And finish it, I did, and that was a trip. Yeah. Yet again, I want to be more excited about these releases than I am. If you had any releases that you're actually super excited about, I would love to hear from them, hear about them from you in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this wine-fueled shit show. I hope you have a great week. If you are celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope that it is a good and safe time. If you are celebrating my birthday, all of my information is in the description box for you to do so. I am obnoxious, and that's okay. Thank you so much to my patrons and my channel members, and thank you to anybody that watches. I always appreciate y'all so damn much. But most importantly, take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday. And especially after having to deal with family bullshit, if that is a part of the coming week for you. Bye, Chris.